Okay, boys, construction plumbing. What are it all about? I've recently done a lot of videos talking about pricing, but it really hit me that I haven't addressed what I think is the most important aspect of being a construction plumber. Like what makes you a good construction plumber or a bad construction plumber? Pardon me, I got a guy washing his van right outside my office, so it may get a little cling clangy. And I'm trying a different position on the mic, trying some shit with the mic to see if it works. No promises, boys. And I'm not gonna redo these videos. So if the mic sucks, I'm gonna make changes, but not to the existing video. So we'll all deal with it together. Anyway, unless it's just total shit, then I'll just throw it out. So the biggest aspect that I've learned, because last year at the 4th of July, I still worked for another company. I hadn't even started my business yet, hadn't taken my first call yet. Okay, and I was still doing service for another company. And it was all my shit was like I did a lot of project based stuff, which took a lot of which is really what helped me do what I'm doing now. But it wasn't construction projects. And now that I'm doing construction, man, there is a big difference in like how you have to think about this. And so the first until about a month ago, the entire time I had thought about this as I'm installing pipe, I'm hanging pipe, right? You know what? Let's go. Let's go over here. Okay, guys. So here's a job I'm gonna be working on soon. We're gonna start here in a little bit, and I would look at these plans, right? And I always looked at my fixtures, like you see how it's like highlighted S1, 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 S1. I would look at all those and get counts to get pricing on it, I'm looking at this job as like running all of this pipe. I'm thinking about all this pipe getting ran before, and now instead what I'm thinking of is the fixtures. You can't think of this job as putting in all this pipe. Like that's almost irrelevant. The job is about putting in that fixture. This job is about putting in S3 right here in that particular millwork. It's about, and so in order to that end, what I've done, and this is for that job. So like what I've done is like you can find it's all about you got to have in my own little book I got like the actual architectural elevation that tells you each room, each sink, and so you need to be thinking fixture first from the very beginning, and that is the secret. If you do that, if you're plumbing everything in for the fixture, because this sink, it shows it right here on this plan, and what I used to do is I'd go, okay, well let me core a hole smack dab right the fuck here, or I'd run my waste arm out to right here. And then I kind of worry about the fixture in the cabinet later, which yeah, I mean, I guess that makes me kind of like a bad construction plumber, because I didn't really get it till now. Don't get me wrong, most of the time we were accurate, and most of the time you are going to be accurate. And like there are systems to do this, and I've actually made a video saying, okay, sorry about all the tomfoolery here, mixing around. So I used to think about those jobs as doing all the piping and drainage underneath, and like I'd be like, hey, where's that one drain going to this bathroom, or where's that water line going to the front? And you really got to think of everything like that's why like my desk is littered with submittals things, these like submittals packages. They'll have like I've got a table of contents with all the different fixtures, and when you go to them, you need to know every little bit of information, right? And if you plumb it in with the fixture in mind, like you become the most buttoned down, ironed out. And so like whenever I'm like at the rough end phase, I'm thinking about my fixture, right? Because you would typically think, okay, a toilet, I need to rough it in 12 inches off the finished wall and 18 inches off the side wall for ADA requirements or whatever. And you're just trying to hit a general area. But you need to actually look at these fixtures, and you may find out like, hey, this is some fucking oddball. It needs to be 14 or it needs to be 10. And if you plumb it in and you rough it and top it out to where it's to spec for that exact fixture from the beginning, it makes change orders button down. It makes it really easy to get change orders, and it makes it to where your final phase is just putting on a glove on a perfectly formed hand. You're not trying to mangle shit together last second and move plumbing around. So this isn't a video that applies to anything besides construction plumbing, but it's an epiphany that I had a while back that not even a while back, like a month ago, and I have been doing this for so fucking long, and I have done lots of construction before I owned my company, and I never it never clicked that it's all about the fixtures. It's all about the fixture phase, and it's all about plumbing it in with that fixture in mind. And like at the end of the day, that's all the customer's gonna see. You know, like I'm actually considering making some commercials for my company because I got some beautiful jobs coming up where it's just beautiful work. And we're gonna make a video. I got a buddy, Zach Stanfield, who's the one who gave me this mic, which is a piece of shit, Zach. This mic fucking gay. Zach's gonna help me out. He's gonna come out here and actually film a video for me here in the shop to try to make me have a nice high-end video. And he's gonna come and film some like videos and edit some videos of my job sites. And he's a talented photographer. He's very gifted, but he's a plumber too. He's a plumber, and he's gay, but for this mic at least. So that's coming out soon. But I don't know. I guess I've rambled too long, but it took me entirely too long to make that connection. And I feel like if you can make that connection, if you're a plumber doing construction, that it's all about fixtures, you will be surprised at how clean and smooth your jobs go. And like that's why I make all these. Like I've got all these books, right? I've got all these books, and there's more. I've got like a bunch of them already on the jobs that I make for all these different jobs that are all about fixtures and like millwork or like what we call elevations or details for those fixtures, right? Because for every fixture, you got every sink or toilet or whatever, there's usually going to be a detail that's going to spec what's in that room, what's in that area, what kind of cabinetry, what kind of walls, what kind of everything. And so you do it to spec from the very beginning, and it winds up beautiful. And then that's how you get that good reputation. And then you hand those books over to the guys at the end of the project, and you look like a fucking genius. You look like you have your shit together. I have those books before I go, and it makes me look like I'm so on top of it. So, bye.